Welcome to today's video where we're going to discuss a topic that many of us have considered, but also very few of us truly understand. We're going to cover the truths about decluttering and downsizing that no one will tell you. If you're ready to simplify your life, save time and money, or just feel more at ease in your current space, then you've got to watch all the way to the end. I'm going to share the good, the bad, and the ugly sides of this journey, the misconceptions that hold people back, and the top tips to ensure your success. First, let's discuss the good. Life becomes more simple when you have fewer items. There's less to manage, less to pay for, less to clean, and frankly, much less stress. You gain more time, more money, and more freedom. Without constant maintenance and shopping, you can redirect your energy into more personal growth and personal experiences. You'll also realize how little you truly need. This newfound clarity you'll find to be refreshing and even liberating. Next, let's discuss the bad. Downsizing, no question about it, will introduce daily challenges. Every decision about what to keep and what to let go can feel like a major life decision. It's also normal to feel like you're on an emotional roller coaster. There's the fear of unknown, there's the fear of regret, and then there's the anxiety of questioning over what to let go of. And what I also find is many people start questioning, is this really worth it? And as we all know, self-doubt also is a part of it. It can creep in and make you question, whether it'll be a mistake to discard something or to potentially sell it or donate it elsewhere. Here's a tip that I can give you to kind of break through the anxiety, the fear, and some of these complex emotions. And, I've done this with my own house. I've also done it with my parents' house when we were getting ready to move them to a smaller place. And of course, professionally, I've dealt with many families. It's good to acknowledge these complex emotions and to be thankful for the time that you had in the space you currently are with some of the items that you have, and then be kind to yourself and give yourself permission to let go and move forward. Next, let's discuss the ugly. And when we talk about the ugly, the first thing that I would say that most people make the mistake on is trying to do it all at once. There's no question about it that that's unrealistic. Ultimately, it's going to lead to frustration and burnout. So what I would tell you is start small. Even if that's one drawer in one dresser or maybe one shelf, just start small. The next step I would say is don't go at this alone. I would definitely talk to family, see if there's family that can help you. If there's not family or friends or neighbors, the good thing today is there's also a lot of professional services when it comes to organization, hauling, and moving. So don't be bashful, and also don't be penny wise about engaging others and even professional vendors to help with this process. The other tip I would say as you start to make decisions on what stays and what goes, whether you're doing this on your own, start with focusing on quality over quantity. Bringing too much into a limited space defeats the whole purpose of this. So once again, quality over quantity. Under the whole ugly topic, I would also say don't wait too long to do this. As I said before, through my professional practice in real estate, I've seen many people, many families who've waited too long to do this, created more anxiety, more stress, costed more money, and ultimately get to the point where it needs to be done and it has to be done. You don't have the energy or the bandwidth to do it. Acknowledge your situation. If this is something that's on your mind, you want to get out ahead of it, don't wait until it's too late. Also understand and respect that quality of life is important. Living with less is going to give you more time, more energy, more bandwidth, and a better quality of life. Speaking kind of as that sandwich generation where I have elderly parents and then kids who have actually grown and moved out of the house, the one thing that I would definitely be concerned about is don't want to be a burden on your kids. I had some of the best parents in the world. John and Judy Grolich were absolutely the best. I could not have asked for better. However, I will tell you they had a lot of stuff that ultimately fell on me. And while I love them to death, I do think that I don't know that they were necessarily that mindful that someday this would fall on me to handle. But I have to tell you, I'm very aware of that with my own kids. And so this could be also a really great gift that you give to your kids. Number one, decluttering and downsizing, they're going to have less stress just knowing that you're in a better place, you have less stuff. And then ultimately, let's be honest, we're all adults here. When the time comes when you pass away, it's going to be less for the kids to deal with as well. Once again, this really is a gift to them just as much as it is a gift to yourself. And while we're still on the topic of ugly, one other thing that maybe we don't like to talk or think about a lot is your relationship with purchasing and buying other things. We call it retail therapy. Just because you declutter and you get rid of a lot of things, if you don't break the habit of why you ended up with so many things, you're just going to end up in the same position again. So once again, get real with why do I shop? Is it just for that high or that buzz, that retail therapy? therapy, but really put more thought and consideration into your purchasing habits. So now that we've gone through the good, the bad, and the ugly, the chances are if you're watching this video, it's because you might be actually thinking about decluttering and downsizing yourself. One of the things that I would highly recommend if you're doing so is that it's also great to engage a top realtor in your area. Now, having done this business for over 30 years, I've helped many of my clients through this process. If you're in the Maryland, DC, Virginia area, I'd be happy to help you with that. However, if you're outside of the area, the great news is I've got a vast network of some of the top real estate agents in your area that can help you with this process as well. They can help you make good decisions also as far as what to keep, what to potentially get rid of or discard. If you're interested in a referral, talking to an agent, and once again, there's not going to be any pressure, no obligation to sign anything or do anything, but if you'd like a good referral, simply you can either scan the QR code that's on the screen, or you could click on the link in the description below that says referral. I'll give you a call just for like a 3 to 4 minute conversation to kind of discuss your thoughts, your questions, your concerns. That way I can help match you up with the great agent in your area who can help you with moving forward with this. So now let's talk about some of the misconceptions about decluttering and downsizing. Many people think that this is highly stressful, highly emotional, and it can be, but what I do find also is on the flip side, this can actually be, once again, very liberating, very empowering. It's almost like shedding weight, where you shed 30 or 40 pounds, and now all of a sudden, guess what? I have energy that I didn't have before when I was carrying all this extra weight. You need to be thinking about the stuff that's in your house the exact same way as if you're carrying extra weight on your body. It's weighing you down, it's holding you back from being the very best and the most happy that you can be. Also, what I see is there's a misconception that downsizing is maybe only for extreme minimalists, and this simply isn't true. It's really for anyone who wants a more intentional life, regardless of how much or little that they own. Let's talk now about Kevin's 6 tips for a successful declutter and downsize. Tip number 1 is start with a plan. Set goals and timelines so you know where you're headed. Tip number 2, we're going to go back to something I said earlier, which is start small. Don't expect that you're going to get an entire room done in one day. Start with 1 drawer, maybe 1 shelf. And if you get that done, depending on how you're feeling, hopefully you're feeling a little bit energized and motivated, you can start with a 2nd drawer or a 2nd shelf. Just like they say about eating an elephant. How do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time. When you're looking at decluttering and downsizing, it's the exact same way. Number 3 is complete 1 area at a time. Now, this kind of piggybacks what we just said in number 2, which is start small. But if you decide like you're going to start with 1 bedroom, start with 1 bedroom, but start with 1 drawer and then another drawer, then another drawer until you're finally finished with that room, and then go on to the next room. What I think a huge mistake is you start one thing over here, another thing over there, and another thing over here, and you simply don't finish anything, and you're just juggling too many balls. It's much easier just having 1 ball to handle, take care of that, put it down, go to the next place, versus a lot of juggling. So start small, but then also define what room and complete that room before you move to the next spot. The 4th tip is sort and categorize. You want to start with different boxes or containers. One is the keep box, one is the discard box, and the 3rd one is the donate box. This strategy helps maintain a decluttering mindset and makes it easier to let go. The 5th tip, this one becomes maybe a little bit emotional, is acknowledging that the memories are not in the item. Remember that the memories live with you, not in the objects that you keep. And the 6th tip is focus on clarity and freedom. A clutter-free home allows you to prioritize what truly matters: relationships, hobbies, personal growth, as well as personal health and mental health. In the decluttering and downsizing process, it really isn't as simple as you're just trying to get rid of stuff. Really, what you're trying to do is realign your living environment with your values that match for you in this new life of yours moving forward. And once again, keeping clarity, giving yourself more freedom, peace of mind, and guess what? Saving some money to help you as we move forward in the aging process. I truly believe that this is a path that leads towards freedom, simplicity, and a life lived with intention. So there you go. What are your thoughts on decluttering and downsizing? You know, I'm not going to say for a second that it's not going to be stressful, it's not going to be difficult. It probably will be every one of those things. However, if you have a plan and you adopt some of these tips that I've given you, I think it's going to make it a lot easier. And I think what you'll find also is by starting small, hit these small wins, it gets you excited, gets you more invested, and it really makes you want to just keep going and going and going to close it out. If you guys have any questions about decluttering, downsizing, or anything when it comes to real estate, and you want to talk one-on-one with me, then go ahead and you can either scan the QR code that's on your screen right now, and we'll go ahead and get on a quick video call call where we can discuss your unique situation and any questions you may have. You can also click on the Calendly link in the description box below. Thank you guys for checking out the latest video, and I will see you next week.